everybody? It's ISRL Night here in the commentary booth, and I just realized I'm in game chat. Give me 4 seconds, because I don't want to scream in everybody's ears. Sorry about that, guys. Don't want to be annoying anybody who's DNFs there. Okie doke. We are back. We're back in Italy. I'm sure you could tell by those lovely curves, but in Imola this time for the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. I suppose is the official name. We're just going to call it the Imola Grand Prix because it's a little easier to pronounce. 17 drivers out on track, much better turnout than last week, if I do say so myself. And we've got some laps being set already. Our championship winner, Lorenzo. Yes, he clinched it last time out. He is officially a one-time ISRL champion there, and he sets the fastest time so far in the session by almost a full second. He's actually turned on the jets in the second half of the year. He wasn't leading the championship until about the halfway point, so it's not like he's been dominating all season long. He just absolutely came in very hot the second half of the season. Won out against the likes of Sprunky and F1 Richie. And yeah, I mean, luckily for him, he was able to keep it together right up until the end there. Clinches the championship with 3 races to go. And great performance for her newly crowned championship winner. RPM Bacher in the McLarens had a string of tough races. I feel like we've seen him in the wall a couple times through the past weekends, but hoping to change that in Imola there on a pretty good qualifying lap so far. You'll notice everybody on the soft tires at the moment, and a lot of guys on the 2 laps on the soft tires. I think they're going again on the same set, so that could indicate not a lot of tire wear. That could indicate that these guys are maybe going to go with a more aggressive strategy in the race. Maybe the mediums just don't feel that good right now. It is a little bit cloudy. If you're right on board with Bacher, you'll see some clouds up in the distance, but it doesn't look like it's about to rain. And if it was about to rain, I feel like they wouldn't be reusing any tire sets. Craigo going right close to Lorenzo with a 1:15.8. Decent lap time from him as he tries to get it on the front row of the grid. We'll see yet if that succeeds, but as of now, he's the only man who's able to get into the 115s alongside our champion and pole sitter. Free falls on a lap on the soft tires as well. You can see there's traffic up ahead, and the Aston Martin gets out of the way. Will his teammate get out of the way? I do hope so. A bit of dirty air though, maybe, and now he does pull over, but did that affect free fall's lap? But he goes wide and invalidates. Anyways, he's gonna have to try that one again. Rumpelfugly and the Ferraris coming into the pits, and that's gonna be the end of his effort. Richie, I believe, is on an in-lap as well. Bacher is on an in-lap. KTM Sweden looks like he's not pushing very hard, 2 seconds down on his time. And Golly Noob is pushing quite hard. Or he was, now he's not. Because he got a 1:15.5, getting close to Lorenzo as well in the Alpha. And he has told me there when I told him to take the Alpha that he's been racing with the Alpha for what, like 3 years straight, so I'm sure he's quite comfortable in that machine, showing so pretty well so far in quali as he takes P2 provisionally. Anyway, Synchro's the only man that's going to be trying the medium tires. Where can he put his Aston Martin? Assuming that they're about a second slower and he qualifies at the pace of the 150. Sorry. At the pace of the 115s, could see him get himself in the top 10 there. Maybe a couple of guys in the lower 116s could fall pretty even. He's got a fast sector 1. Let's see if he can get a fast sector 2 and 3. A bit wide there, but keeps it within track limits. Through Accor Minerale, and there you go. Now he's going to invalidate. Not enough grip in those tires, and it's going to cost him here early on in qualifying. Aizen currently on track. He's got a pretty fast Sector 1 as well. In the Alpines, a couple of tough results here for Aizen. Not the season he's wanted. We've seen him compete at the top of Div 3, but this year just not quite able to do it. But he has shown some decent qualifying pace. Just kind of having issues in the race there. Again, some very fast Sector 1 and 2. Maybe this track ramping up. I do see some sun come out, and that would increase track temperature considerably. So maybe finding some time there. Just got to make sure to keep it within track limits here. And looks like he's done that nicely. And where is this lap going to place him as he crosses the line? It's going to be P8 for Aizen, 116.2. He's quite close to P5, though, just 2/10 back of a top 5 start. So might not be ideal, but I'm sure he's quite happy with that effort. He's starting in the top 10, assuming nobody else gets by him. This should be good, but there are a lot of fast drivers below him in this grid. We're going to ride on board with CJ Bush now in the Alfa Romeo. He's 7/10 up on his time. This should place him at about 0.3, 116.3 that is, assuming he does not lose any time. And that was a Williams without a front wing. Ephraim, I believe, having some trouble. He does improve right behind Aizen. And just outside of the 116.3s, I think he might have lost a tiny bit of time through the final 2 sectors. And CJ Butch going to be starting at the lower half of the top 10 as it stands. Tiske maybe, I'm not sure how to say that exactly, but he is reserving for the first time today. We're going to see what he can do. He's currently got a 116.5, but is he on a hot lap here? I see that light flashing. He might not be on a push lap. And but he is pushing the car quite hard, but he is going to invalidate it there. And that's McLaren getting out of the way. Rumpel Fugly has invalidated the lap. He's going to want to get out of the way because his teammate is going through, but his teammate's also not on the lap. Is there a car on a lap around this track? Lorenzo's back out there, but he's going quite slow through Sector 1. Richie's on an out lap. He's starting his lap right now. So it's right on board with the man who's currently P3 the championship, and looking like he might get P2 as Sprunky not racing today. What can he do in his second home race of this season? Ferrari with the double Italian special this year in Season 5. And as Richie gets through Sector 1, he's 2/10 up on his time. That should bring him into the 115s. He should jump ahead of the 2 RPM drivers right ahead of him. And don't think he's got quite what it takes to get by Craigo, but there's still a lot of lap to go as he pushes that Ferrari through Sector 2 and down Acqua Minerale and right up the hill on the other side. Doesn't invalidate there, went quite wide. I don't know if that's going to cost him time, though, as he's approaching this final chicane. Oh, and he's lost a considerable amount of time as Richie, almost breaking even through Sector 2, and I think that means he went 2/10 down on his time through Sector 2, so not ideal, but he's still got 2 corners to make it work. Oh, very close to the edge of the track limits there. Oh, he's going to go off track there, and that's going to be the end of his lap. He's going to have to dive back into the pits and try again, and he is going to have enough time. There's 8 minutes left in qualifying, so that's not going to be an issue for Richie, but Craigo is on a lap, I think. Yes, he is. He's pushing in that Red Bull, coming up to turn 1 right now. Decent lap so far from Kegel. Let's see what his split Sector 2 is. He is is up on his time. It's not going to get him ahead of Godly Noob, though. Godly Noob is on an outlap, and he still has a whole sector to go if he can just gain some time through Sector 3. Grego not improving on that one. Sorry if I'm a little quiet. I'm just trying to get the tweets out to say that we're live. And it turns out it's quite hard to focus on a fast lap and typing. So there we go. There we go. And one more. And there we go. All right, they're all posted. We're all good. And we can get back to the last 5 minutes of qualifying here. If you got any predictions, leave them for us in the chat. Rick trying to get this Haas up. Is he going to go for 2 laps here? I think he is. Pushing quite hard on this set of softs. He's already done 1 lap on them. P5 there for always Rick. Pretty decent qualifying position, if I do say so. And I mean, it is a tight track here. Track position is a must. So even if you're on the dirty line or something, being ahead is usually better. You just gotta stay clean through turn 1 and through the first couple of laps until you can run some comfortable pace, and you might just be okay. There's a Ferrari going slow, I think, or is that a... That is a Ferrari going slow, letting some cars by. I think maybe having a spin there in the gravel trap. Aizen is just starting his lap. We'll tune in on board with him in just a second. Bakker is on a flying lap, I think. Yes, he is. And down Aqua Minerale he goes. Let's see what kind of line he takes here. Nice and cautious. Does not a lot of wheel movement, keeping the car within the reasonable bounds of that grip. He's got these 2/10 up on his time. That should bring him ahead of Boris. It should bring him close to Ephraim, as these times now are sinking lower and lower into the 115s, but nobody has been able to beat Lorenzo. He still stands P1 with a 115.266 at the moment, and KTM Sweden is just 3/10 behind, not able to match that performance. What is Bakker gonna... Oh, he goes way up there. 115.4. He's gained so much time through Sector 3, and he does get a little bit closer to Lorenzo, and that should probably make Lorenzo sweat a little bit, because that is a shrinking gap, and if he can't beat his time, somebody else might. Aizen goes P7 as he crosses the line for Alpine. Behind, though, is anybody on a lap. I think Synchros is just starting his. CJ Bush as well. Tisk is coming to the line. He's not going to improve on that one. Richie, I believe, is on his first flying lap. Let's see what the Italian man can do around his home circuit, second home circuit of the year. 10th down as he comes to the end of Sector 2, and through the chicane, he goes down to the bottom of that hill. One last time here in qualifying. I don't think, unless he goes for 2 in a row, that he's going to have time for another flying lap. Might not even have the tires for another flying lap, losing a bit of time there. um, through the penultimate corner. Oh, he's going to invalidate, and I think that's it. He's going to have to go for 2. But no, he's invalid. Oh no, that timer is the end of session timer. Yes, because everybody is finished. I thought there's 2 minutes left, but no, there's 2 minutes until the end of the session, and it's going to come down to it a lot quicker than I expected. RPM Bacher into the pits. Is anybody on a lap? Can anybody stand a chance at defeating Lorenzo? Ephraim is on a flying lap, I believe, and I think CJ Butch is on one. Yes, he crossed the line there, and he's going to beat P10 to start this race. Don't think Tisk is going to be improving. He goes to P13, and Ephraim is going to be diving into the pits. They're not going to improve, and that's going to be the end of our qualifying session today. On to round 15. Only one race left next weekend, and it's going to be a cracking race there around Brazil. But today we're in Imola, 2 classic racetracks to finish off the season, and classic finale for sure next week. All right. So I was just answering a quick message there because I had a little forget, and I forgot that Div 4 needed a commentary. Let me just check something real quick. Yeah, and their quality's almost done, so. All right. 13 seconds till the formation lap here. I'm just going to try to get a commentator in for Div 4. Okay. On to the formation lap. You can see the order here. It's Lorenzo, Bacher, KTM Sweden, Godly Noob in his reserve debut. Krago in P5, always Rick P6, Ephraim and Azen sharing a row there. Azen P7, Ephraim P8, Boris P9, CJ Butch P10, Bumblebee with an habitual qualifying performance. I think that's Krago, who's had a... No, that is... Lorenzo, who's doing his donuts on the formation. I forgot he said he was going to do that. And getting himself disqualified from the formation lap. But it's all good. He was celebrating the championship. And apologies to him. I didn't get to see those on the stream. I caught him in the background there. But I wasn't expecting him to do them right then and there. And didn't have the camera on him. Bumblebee, CRL Freefall, Tisk, Richie, Synchros, Vex to Vexer, and Rumple Fugly finish out the order. Lorenzo, please do some more at the end of the race there, unless you don't want to. lining up then. Just 2 more of these till the end of the season, and this is the penultimate one. We've got a race on our hands. We're gonna go racing around Imola, and oh, I'm excited for this one. Lorenzo, RPM Bacher lining up on the front row. It's 5 lights on, and they're off. And it looks like a good start from the Red Bull. A little bit of squirming there from Bacher as he quickly gets overwhelmed. They're 4 wide behind the leader. 4 wide down the straight. And oh no! Oh, big crash as KTM Sweden goes flying around the circuit and into the wall. And I believe he's taken out a Haas and a McLaren and a Alfa Romeo with him. Absolute chaos here. Turn 1. That's CJ Bush who's had another spin. Oh, Isrik has been taken out. RPM Bacher's been taken out. And Boris has been taken out. Disaster for the 2 Haas's. And crucially, KTM Sweden is out of this race. They went 4 wide off the start as the McLaren of Bacher was getting swallowed up by the pack. And I think maybe just the track that has a little kink there on the way to turn 1, and these cars probably touching wheels on the run down to it. Absolute tragedy, absolute scenes here at the start of the Imola Grand Prix. And we are not going to get a safety car, surprisingly. And they're going to race on there. That was a lot of chaos, a lot of debris, and no safety car. The 2 Red Bulls leading the way, and Lorenzo going to be setting that original first fastest lap. The leader always gets. It's already into lap 1. We're going to have some cars in the pits. We have 1 DNF so far, and I'm not quite sure what happened on that start. We just got the back of it there as the camera was quite zoomed in, and I saw KTM Sweden careening across the track. I think he collected CJ Butch. The 2 Alphas, the 2 Haas's getting caught up in that. Tisk getting caught up in that. He's got a pit as well. Aizen has taken advantage of it, getting a quite good start. He's up to P4 for Alpine. If you look at position changes there, up 9 places for Synchros, up 7, 8 there behind a lot of guys getting ahead. No idea what happened. But we race on, lap 2. Oh, there's another yellow flag, and I think that's RPM Bacher with some more issues. He gets himself pointing the right way. Is there any damage on that McLaren? I don't believe so. He's going to get passed by CJ Bush, though. And onwards he goes. 1:18.5 as Richie takes fastest lap. Go down the pack here. I think there might be an attempt by Bumblebee coming up, and Aizen defending well there, making sure to take a defensive line into the corner. Bumblebee not going to be going for it here. Oh, Isrik already taking a 3-second, I believe, time penalty. I think that was more than that. Just a 3-second for always. If you take a look at the tires, then looks like we've got a medium runner P6 currently and P8. First hard tire runner is Rumpelfugly in P10, and of course everybody who got caught up in those early crashes going on to the medium compound tire. A bit of a fight going on further down the grid between Rumpelfugly, Bacher, and CJ Bush, and they're much closer than the guys ahead. And Bacher's desperately trying to get by the Ferrari. He's going to go down the inside line, but the Ferrari defending, and side by side into a very tight corner indeed they go, and they aren't going to touch wheels. A very nice clean racing. Now the Alfa Romeo of CJ Bush is going to want to get involved. I think he might have dipped a wheel onto the grass, is CJ Bush going to be looking behind as they go wheel to wheel. Bacher around the outside. He tries to turn in. You see Rumble Fugly with the car parked firmly on the apex, forced towards the wall. What's going to happen now is CJ Bush is going to try to go around the outside and give us the battle. There you go. And it's going to be Bacher ahead. CJ Bush getting by Rumble Fugly as well. And that's how they get sorted out. The advantage of the tires certainly helping here. Soft versus hard, but Rumble Fugly going to be able to go much further into this race. Aizen is catching up to Bumblebee. He's managed to put some distance between himself and Synchro. Oh no! Oh, he's caught up to Bumblebee alright as Bumblebee's off track here. Moment coming out of the exit of Aqua Minerale, and it's going to be down to Pete, and I think he's damaged that front wing, and that's a Haas into the wall, and Bumblebee has hit the wall, absolutely. That front wing instantly to the end plate, and he instantly locked up as he tried to get onto the brace. And that's going to be an early pit stop here for the Mercedes of Bumblebee. Oh, and so in the background, pirouetting is always not having a good time on those tires. Maybe suffering from overheating. He had a strong qualifying performance that doesn't always translate to fast race pace. Craigo and Ephraim are coming together closer on the racetrack, closer and closer. Ephraim trying to get up a bit further into the podium positions, maybe have a little less pressure from the back. You also kind of want to break up that Red Bull 1-2. Nice, lovely line. I like this camera angle on Craigo's Red Bull. Ephraim took a penalty there, surprisingly. I think he took that recently because I don't remember him having that earlier on. But still he chases on. He's got DRS. For the time being, at least. Defensive move there from thought about it, but Craigo covering the ideal line and not taking the bait. But from drawing closer and closer at DRS has certainly helped. But now we've entered a tight, hard to overtake in section of the track. Keep in mind, it's only lap 6 out of 32, so these soft tires are still very much in prime peak performance. Well, maybe not like qualifying peak, because they've already used that in qualifying, but they're certainly in the right window, their operating window. Oh, Craigo going wide. This should open the door for Ephraim to sneak it in there, and he's not going to do it there. Is he going to try to set it down in this tricky complex? No, but with DRS down the next straightaway, I think he's just going to try to stay close and take the position a little bit easier. He's going to make sure not to make any mistakes like that. He doesn't want that to happen as he lights up the rear. He's too eager to stay close, and now he's going to be at the mercy of Aizen right behind him. He's got synchros as well, and this is long before the DRS detection point, which means Aizen is going to have DRS. Craigo not giving Ephraim some DRS. He's able to clear a bit of a gap. Now you can see Aizen closing in, but not closing in enough. He's going to have to wait until next lap. He might have just been able to do it if he used up more ERS, but Aizen just not able to get that move done that time around. But Ephraim is already closed up within DRS range of Craigo, so I think Craigo might be having some issues on these tires here, because not only is Ephraim caught up, but Aizen and Synchros are now right on his tail as well, as they are right behind Ephraim and Synchros there. We saw him going wide. I don't know if he had a moment or was just maybe taking a weird line out of the corner. Either way, he doesn't lose much time doing it. Keep in mind, Synchros is on the medium, so he's going to be able to go further. Now, a fastest lap set by Bumblebee on the medium tires. They are fresh mediums, but I think it does indicate that fuel does save you a lot of time there. And know, if 6, 7 laps of fuel gone is enough to overcome a lap time set on the softs in clear air at the start of the race, then, you know, I think these softs might not be in all that great of a shape. Ephraim has lost some time on Krago. He's still got Aizen right behind him for company. And is Aizen going to go for it here? And it was close enough, I think. Got a wheel on the grass there, though. That's going to compromise any chance of a comeback through these two corners. Just taking a little refreshment. The battle still rages on here for P2. We've got 4 cars involved. Krago just managing to phase in and out there of the DRS, not always under threat. It's heating up here, so I just had to update something on the YouTube. We've got a virtual safety car, just as Aizen was setting up a move, and you can saw him just getting out of the way, and I'm not sure for who that is. It's not Fugly. Is anybody diving into the pits here? Yes, it's going to be Bacher, who's lost a bit of his front wing, and by a bit of it, I mean all of it. He's absolutely destroyed the nose of that car. 2 DNFs here. Lap 9 out of 32 we're approaching. I guess we're a little bit technically just about to pass the 3rd waypoint of the race. 3rd of the way into this Grand Prix. Bacher's going to be coming out way in the back of this grid. But no safety car means no queuing up in the field. And that means Lorenzo is going to get to enjoy that 3.3 second lead he's got. Krago's been able to set a bit of a gap there. I think getting a better restart on the VSC than the 3 behind him. These guys are going to keep fighting. That means Synchros would be smart to just hold on to those tires right now because he's going to be able to go much later into this race, but he's very close to the back of Aizen, and that might lead to higher tire degradation. And I do wonder if any of these guys are going to be going for the undercut anytime soon, because we see Richie there closing up behind them, and I'm sure he's quite eager to get back into this party. And now here goes Aizen on Ephraim. You can saw around the outside Krago. Very opportunistic move for the Aston Martin. He's going to get by Ephraim. Now Ephraim having some trouble as he goes off into the gravel. This is going to let Richie close up on him. I think just understeering, too eager to fight back. And now Ephraim in the gravel is going to have a whole lot of trouble with the Ferrari of Richie behind him. He's a fast driver in a fast car. So Ephraim's going to have to put in his best offensive clinic of the year. With Aizen, though, and Synchro's now free from Ephraim, I believe that they're going to be catching up to Krago in no time here. And that's exactly what they're doing. But Synchro's taking a penalty there as he goes a little bit wide through Aqua Minerale. And is Ephraim able to hold back Richie for long? That's what we're going to find out. Just 7/10 the gap currently. It threatens to go even lower. And there's the undercut. I think Ephraim's struggling on those tires. It's not quite of an undercut because Krago and Aizen are also going to go for it. And I thought it was an undercut, but no, everybody had his pitting as well. Onto the mediums goes Krago, onto the hards goes Aizen. A bit of a hold up there as I believe that was the Red Bull of Krago going by him. Ephraim's going to be coming up behind the lot of them. Synchros is going to go on in second place as he is yet to pit. Neither has Richie or Lorenzo. Could this undercut by this group of cars, though, threaten Lorenzo's lead? He had about 3 seconds of a gap prior to this, but now, is that... Has he had a mistake, or was that some more victory donuts there? I'm not sure, because that's cost him the lead for Lorenzo. And he's obviously clinched the championship. He doesn't need any points today, but I think he just went off in the gravel there, had a moment. And that's going to promote Synchros to first place. And now I do have to think, yeah, Lorenzo is going to pit. Richie is not going to pit. Must be happy with those tires. There's a McLaren having some issues going slow, and that is Bacher. And is there no front wing on that McLaren? Again, there isn't. And Bacher just not having a good time today. Free fall in the McLaren. He got caught up in those early race incidents. He's done a good job to claw back some of that deficit. He's 6.4 seconds back of Bumblebee. Lorenzo is going to be coming out, and that's going to be right next to Aizen. Aizen's going to get by him. Ephraim's going to get by Lorenzo. And just like that, our leader losing some positions thanks to the pit stop shuffle. And, of course, that off he had. I'm still unclear what the cause of it was. Going to think of a move on Ephraim right away. Not going to go for a move on Ephraim right away. A little too far back, and that's a tricky corner to overtake on. Still hanging there is Lorenzo. Should have a good chance with DRS here. Bacher retires from the session in the pit lane. That's our third retirement of the race. 14 drivers left. Look at the chat there. Patrick Franzen, I got sandwich. Rotation, you check your DMs. I think I've already answered that. Apparently there was a tire glitch in qualifying, but I didn't quite see what that was. Some of our drivers reporting that they didn't start on their quali tire, but look at that. Down the inside, Lorenzo having to go on Ephraim. Lovely little move as he slips the front nose of that Red Bull, but now it's going to be Ephraim with the advantage on the outside line, and he's going to cut around the outside. Beautiful racing between these two drivers as they head down the hill. Very tricky corner, not going to go side by side through that one. They just don't have what me and Nathan had there, and when we went side by side through there in the wets, and it's a tricky corner in the dry, so don't blame them one bit for it. Godly Noob takes a penalty, but Ephraim defending from Lorenzo. He's going to have to wait another lap there if he wants to retake the lead of this race. Well, not the lead, because Aizen's ahead, and Godly Noob is ahead, and Krago's ahead. Krago was able to pit and get back way ahead of Aizen and Ephraim, so I think maybe getting a cheap pit stop under VSC, but I'm not quite sure when Krago pit. He's just heading off into the distance as Ephraim gets by Aizen, and Lorenzo tries to get by Aizen, but Aizen around the outside, and it looks like Lorenzo just not able to carry enough speed through those turns to really have a go at these guys. They're just faster around the outside, maybe having more grip. Of course, Lorenzo's tires are a little bit older. They're going to have a little less heat in them, but it's not by much, so it shouldn't matter too much, I would think. 14 out of 32, as still we have yet to see a safety car, and still a lot of guys have not pit. Synchros and Vexer, just to name a few. They're currently out in front leading this race, and Synchros, starting on the mediums, should be able to go at least a couple more laps here. I would think lap 20 or so is when we might see him come into the pits here. only two drivers in the top 11 without a penalty, and that's Aizen and Lorenzo. And no, maybe Vexter doesn't have any, but we'll see when he gets out of the pits. Is Vexter now? Where are they going to come out? Oh, and he's still got a ways to go in the pit lane there, so not going to be a threat to these guys just yet. Ephraim, though, managing to build a gap to Lorenzo as him and Aizen scrap away for some positions. I think Rumble Fugly's had an issue somewhere in the back. And he's gotten going again. Godly Noob now all over the rear. We'll take a look at this battle for a little bit because we haven't seen much of that Alfa Romeo. We got caught up in those early race incidents, was able to fight back and get himself right up into the top three by just pitting onto the mediums, I think, at the right moment. And he's had good pace so far. Still quite a ways away behind Synchros, but those tires should last him a while yet. Might have to pit again, though, Godly Noob, and I think that's where he's going to be hoping a safety car is going to come out. With DRS now, they're driving down the front straightaway. Around the outside, is he going to go? And is he going to be clear by the brake zone? Yes, he will. DRS quite powerful around this track. Saw Craigo almost dip a wheel there, but look at Godly Noob. He's already harvesting battery, which means he's going to be quite vulnerable down the next high-speed section. And we might be vulnerable right here as I think Craigo's going to attempt to move around the outside, a switchback, maybe get better acceleration, and he will, as Godly Noob with a bad exit. You saw a wheel spin, a little bit of a wiggle in the rear. Is Godly Noob going to force Craigo to back out of it? It looks like he did just barely, but he did so cleanly. And as they head down the hill, it's going to be Godly Noob P2 able to keep that position through the first little bit of the track. But if he doesn't regen some of that battery, he's going to have a lot of trouble later on in this race. You saw some positions swap further back. I think Lorenzo finally getting some distance to Aizen. Richie, though, is now right behind the Alpine driver, and Aizen on the hards, Richie on the mediums, Vexter on the soft. So expect Vexter to play a bit of a role into this battle, to say the least. We're past the halfway point of this Grand Prix, and there's still a lot of battles that are raging on. The championship, of course, has been sealed. It's concluded, and it's Lorenzo who wins it, but Lorenzo might not win this race, as he's currently P5 with a few drivers out in front. Richie getting by Aizen on DRS, and Vexter attempting a move there, but good defending from Aizen. We've seen him do that quite a few times already today, showing some pace in that Alpine car. Oh, and is that free fall with a moment? Yes, it is, and there's a front wing on the track, and there's a virtual safety car, and this is going to give Synchros a free pit stop, I think. He's right next to the pits. Synchros has got to pit here, I think. Yes, he will. Absolute godsend of a VSC for Synchros. He's right next to the pits. He's going to pit. He might not even lose any track position here. I don't think he will, actually. And a huge gap to Craigo. Now he's going to put on the softs and go to the end, and I think Craigo is not even going to be by the pit entrance. Oh, and Craigo's going to pit too. Oh no, that's interesting because he's compromising his track position, but maybe Craigo has to swap to another set of tires. Down to P8 is going to go, sorry, P7 as he gets right back by Godly Noob, and where he's going to go. We're back under green, and Richie almost getting chopped off there by Vexter as Aizen gets by again. And just like that, Richie was P4. He's back down at P6 as both of them taking advantage of that Ferrari on the restart. No luck there for Richie, but still quite a ways to go. And I'm sure he's going to have another opportunity to get by these two, I would say, sooner rather than later. Vex Vexter all over Azen as he's on the fresher tires. And it looks like Azen's derating. He's saving battery. Ooh, and a bit of a weird angle through that turn for Vex Vexter. Doesn't look like it's affected him too much. And Azen derating here, so definitely Vex Vexter is going to have it in the bag. Azen's not going to have the top speed he needs to defend from this one, and you can see just how far away Vex Vexter is by the time they hit the braking zone. Azen's going to have to save up some of that battery. You can see it on his steering wheel there. It's quite low indeed, and Vex Vexter's got about half of his left, so pushing maybe a little bit too hard. Azen, he's been involved in quite a few battles in a short period of time, and I think now it's coming back and it's costing him quite a bit of it. But still, no safety car, no big crashes that have necessitated, there you go, one since the start of this race. Of course, I think that left one turn one incident should have been a safety car, but clearly the game felt otherwise. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 2. Oh no, Efrom's had a spin. I think that's psyched Azen out as Azen guns it right into the wall, it seems. He's going to lose his front wing. He's going to have to pit here, and still no safety car, and that's going to be devastating for the Alpine. Craigo trying to battle Godly Noob here. And Godly Noob there on the fresh tires. I think he took the cheap pit stop as well. Of course, we did see him in the pits. This pit stop was hugely beneficial for him as well. As he baits one side, goes the other. And easy move there for the Alfa Romeo. Great performance in his first race at ISRL so far. Five seconds the gap between Synchros and Lorenzo as it stands. And doesn't look like that's going to come down anytime soon. But crucially, Synchros is 6 seconds in penalty, so as it stands, Lorenzo's actually winning this Grand Prix. This could be spicy free fall. This is the fastest lap of the race. With a 1:17.052. And we saw the laps at the start of this race were in the 1:18, so clearly this track is ramped up, it's ripping up. These guys with the lighter fuel loads and fresh tires just able to crank out some pretty nifty laps throughout this race. Craigo and CJ Butch now are getting a little tangled. Freefall's got Rumble Fugly for company, but it looked like that Ferrari was getting closer, but I don't think that's going to be the case any longer. CJ Busch still closing up. But now it looks like he's ever so slightly dipping out of DRS range. I don't think we're going to be getting any more pit stops here. I don't think so. Gap to leader there. You can see our leader clear of Godly Noob, I would think. I think it's about 25 seconds here. Pit stop if it comes under green flag conditions. So if KM Synchros has to pit again, you're looking at him coming out in around P6. I would say probably P5 is where he'd come out. But the tires, the ever so important tires, Boris is going to have to pit again, I think. I don't think he's making 28 laps on those medium tires. Same with Rumble Button, who's been on those hard since near the start of the race. Maybe Efrom 10 laps on those mediums, Vexter 6 laps on those softs. They might have to go and pit again. That all depends on how much wear they're actually putting into those tires, as CJ Bush now out of DRS range on Craigo. So not a good sign for him there. Shows he's losing a little bit of pace. Because it's not like he's dropped it all of a sudden. He's not making mistakes. He's just gradually losing it little by little every lap. And that just shows somewhat of a lack of pace. There is a car in the grass. And Rumpelfuckling gets pointed the right way again. I think I might pit for softs if I were him at this point in this race. Trying to give everybody a little bit of screen time here. Spread the love around. Crucially, that gap between P1 and P2 is now 6 seconds. And so if Lorenzo doesn't take any penalties and Synchros doesn't take any more penalties, this is Synchro's race. And great pace there from the Aston Martin to increase that gap and make sure he's got a little bit of padding in case of any, how do you say, track limits tomfooleries is what I'm going to call them. There's a yellow flag. That's just blue flags down near, I believe, turn 4. Anybody looking like they might close up? Oh, is that Tisk with an issue? It is. A lot of guys we've seen losing it there through Aqua Minerali, and it's going to get out of the way and onto the grass and ease it. That's going to cost them some valuable time getting back going again. I don't see any damage. No, I don't see any damage on that Alpha Tower. I was trying to look at maybe if the end of the wings were chipped off. But he is going to pit. Maybe he's just feeling those hard tires were just not the right ones for him. CJ Butch on a hunt for Craigo. He's able to get a little closer every lap. Yeah, what's he do to a little safety car or something to spice things up as these guys kind of just getting into the long runs. This is a lull in the middle of the race. I mean, this is nothing unusual for a race because the tire strategies do converge on each other sometimes. And what I mean by that is you see these guys here, Vex to Vexter, Efrom, no, he's losing a little bit of time, but Godly Nuke, Craigo, Bumblebee, Azen, they're on fresher tires. Their tires will be much faster towards the end of this race, and that's when we're going to see these battles in the final few laps as they finally catch up and close up to the guys on the older tires ahead. We might even see another round of pit stops for some of these guys. There is 7 laps to go, so if you don't pit now, though, you should probably not pit at all, but maybe somebody going for a fastest lap or something, or just trying something new. Maybe there's going to be a safety car soon. Who knows? It doesn't look like we're going to get any weather-related shenanigans. It looks pretty similar. Vexter is going to pit. There's one of those pit stops I was talking about. But interestingly, it's the guy on the softs. Like, maybe those softs are not lasting as long as he had hoped. Those yellow flags you can ignore, as it's just a blue flag situation. Unfortunate speeding in the pit lane penalty for Uncle Fugly there, as he gets on the mediums and immediately decides, no, these aren't for me. Let's go on the softs, and that is what he's doing. The House of Boris letting some more cars through. Looks like Ephraim is now catching up to Richie just a little bit there. It was 1.6 the gap, it's now 1.4, but it used to be 1.2, so maybe just finding some second life in those medium compound tires. Behind them, Godly Noob, 4.4 seconds back. That gap is going down quite quickly at the rate of maybe a tenth, 2/10 every couple of corners. So certainly coming closer and closer and closer together. CJ Bush is going to feel some pressure from Vex the Vexter, who pitted out of third place, handing Richie could be yet another podium. Now almost within DRS range, and is getting closer and closer, and they are getting closer together. And even without DRS, they're just using the battery. We're going to take out there our telemetry, and you can see it's already on. What am I saying? 24% the battery, 6% for Richie. So Ephraim has used up his battery a lot less than Richie. Now with only 4 laps left to go in this Grand Prix, he might just have enough left to make a pass, as he's now 0.4, and there's a VSC. I think Freefall's had more issues there. No front wing on the McLaren's. Not the first time we've seen that today. Boris now taking a collision penalty. Freefall with the early pit stop. Ephraim, though, is getting by Lorenzo, because Lorenzo's trying to get a cheeky pit stop under VSC. And he's going to put him down to P5. Ephraim inheriting P3. I think maybe he thought that VSC was going to be longer, because I'm not 100% sure why he pit there. I mean, he's not going to get Synchros, that's for sure. Synchros is quite far ahead. On penalties, I don't think he's going to get Richie. Oh, he might get Richie. Yeah, he will get Richie. Boris, DNF in the pits there, as we lose another driver. Lorenzo might just get the 2 guys ahead, but there's still got to figure that one out. Still got to catch up about half a second. He's on the softs, it shouldn't be too hard. but Ephraim at the moment sitting comfortably in a podium, and he might even get second place and can catch up to Richie, provided these two don't take each other out battling over it. Just 2 laps to go here in Imola. It has been, it hasn't been the craziest of races, but there's been good battles indeed. Very hard racing, and we saw a couple of good overtakes to boot. So, will we see any more between now and the end of this Grand Prix? Still got to find that one out. Ephraim just 4/10ths back of Richie, getting closer and closer every lap, but Richie has a big disadvantage, and that's that he doesn't have enough battery to properly defend. Unless he's been saving quite a bit these last few laps. I think he's still derating here and there on the racetrack, which means he's going to have to be very careful down the straightaway and make sure he gets a great exit, or else he's going to be a super easy target for Ephraim in the Williams. Tisk with another penalties and track limits not being kind to these drivers today. Though Richie's got an 8-second penalty, so Ephraim is going to get him on that, but if he does appeal it and he does get it removed, 5-second penalties, he can do that, especially if it was contact under VSC or something. Ephraim might just need to get by him on track. And that's exactly what he's going to do, as he just easily goes around the outside of Richie. Maybe Richie knowing that that penalty is going to come back and bite him, and he just wants to focus on beating the guys behind, not losing too many positions. Ephraim now P2. Godly Noob could be looking at a podium here, unless Lorenzo now in the last 2 laps can do something about it, as he's chasing down the rear of that Alfa Romeo. Same time though, as Lorenzo is closing up on the back of that Alfa Romeo. That Alfa Romeo, Godly Noob, is closing in on the back of F1 Richie. And there is 9.2 seconds to Craigo, so he's safe in that regard. Tisk is DNF from the session. That's in the pits. Just a lap to go. I think maybe not wanting to influence the results here, as Godly Noob now gets ahead for 3rd place. Is Lorenzo going to make a move for 3rd place? Not on that time. Does slip into 4th, also getting by Richie. Both cars using the same DRS straight. Now he's only going to have a couple more chances as Lorenzo getting onto the podium fair and square, so to speak. If he doesn't get it on track though, penalties are going to hand it to him post-race, and now he's going to have the left side line. It's a left-handed corner. That means this is the inside line as they go side by side through the hill, and it's Godly Noob now in P4. Lorenzo taking the podium. Now Godly Noob's going to take another penalty, and surely that's going to confirm it for Lorenzo. But up ahead, Synchros crosses the line. He's going to win the Imola Grand Prix. He's going to take that trophy, I'm sure of it. And what a lead he had there. That was an easy race through and through. Ephraim is going to cross the line in 2nd. I think he's going to lose 2nd place to Lorenzo, as to the line it's going to be the Red Bull ahead. And Godly Noob there getting a little excited across the start-finish straight. Richie finishing in 5th, and I think he might just keep it. Yes, Vexter P6, Craigo P7. Bumblebee's going to cross the line P9, and I don't think that's going to change. But that was our race. What an exciting race it was, and great job to these drivers keeping it on the edge, keeping it within the limits. I didn't see too many questionable moments there. There is that start incident that's going to have to be investigated by the stewards, but other than that, it seemed like a pretty respectable race and some great wheel-to-wheel racing to boot. Driver of the day, Synchros, I gotta agree on that one. At least for now. Let me see if anybody else had other bigger rises through the pack, but winning it certainly does help your case. And yeah, 15th to 1st. I think that's a shoo-in for driver of the week there for Synchros. Lorenzo P2, Efron P3. You can see it down the order there from Boris on. Those are the DNFs. We've lost 4 drivers today. Tisk classified despite the DNF because he did do so in the pits. Well, that's going to do it for us here at ISRL. I'm ISRL Knight. Thank you for watching. Make sure to take a look at our description, and thank you to all of our sponsors and partners. Check out Advanced Sim Racing in the comments below. Their links are there. Give them some love on social media. Make sure to follow their page. Make sure to subscribe and like the video. If you want to see some more races like this, we're going to be back in 45 minutes for some Div 2 action around here. So make sure you don't go anywhere. Tune into that. It's going to be a pretty fun race. Indeed, Div 1 takes place right after that. I am ISRL Knight. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next week for the finale in Brazil. And still, the Div 1 championship is not over. Neither is the Div 4 championship, so go check out their race if it's not done yet over on the channel. Thank you all. We'll see you next week, and thank you for tuning in.